Final Fantasy X is back, and with it, a lot of new players will be coming to War of the Visions, so I decided to make a video specifically for new players to decide whether or not they should be pulling on any of these banners. Now, I have a few disclaimers before we get into the video, the first of which is, if you are coming to War of the Visions because you like Final Fantasy X, then you should just get whatever you want from Final Fantasy X. Like, honestly, if you love Auron, pull for Auron. If you love Yuna, pull for Yuna. And if you want Valefor, just go on and get that bird. However, if you are looking at this game long term and you are the type of player that wants to maximize your value, then you're not going to be pulling for everything on this banner, and you might even be pulling for nothing on this banner. So we'll talk about what you might look for and what you might want to avoid. Alright, we're going to start off with Yuna because she is probably the safest choice for a lot of new players. So if we take a look at her stats here, we can tell she is a healer unit, but she also has DPS capabilities, and she is just an all-around really great supporting unit for a new account. The fact that she can apply things like full life, re-raise, and then heal up your units, it's going to help you in a bunch of PvE content and clearing some hard fights, but it's also going to be very useful in PvP content. One of your early teams is going to be to pair Yuna with a tank unit and then also a DPS unit, and kind of have what we would call in War of the Visions a sustain team where Yuna keeps the tank alive so that you can win the fight. She's also got a pretty neat Trust Master, which has this great ability called Smile Practice. It recovers HP, but it also gives Protect and Shell for 3 turns. And Protect and Shell are some of the most powerful effects in the game, so definitely worth picking this up as well. I think the only reason a new player wouldn't pull for Yuna is possibly if they've looked at the units that are coming up and they see a unit that they're more interested in. Otherwise, this is a really good chance to add a very solid building piece to your account, and you might not want to miss that. I also need to mention Tidus, who is a free handout unit in this collaboration because he is a really big win for new players. He can do so much for your account. He's a great DPS. He has some good supporting abilities to help you in PvP and PvE, but most importantly, he is a PvE god. So he will help you out a ton in raids. He'll help you out in any sort of trials content. Basically any of these slash chain centric things where he has ways to speed up your team, to increase the chain count by a bunch. He can slow down the enemy with the ability slow, but also with a CT down effect. So he is just incredibly useful for PvE, but also a decent PvP unit, and he's free, so you just have to build his shards, and you can even slow build him if you want. He's basically a no-brainer for new units, for new players. And if you're going to be building Tidus, then you might also be wondering about his vision card because it is pretty powerful. So we can look here. It's got water unit slash attack up, water unit critical rate up, and then max HP up 25%. Now for new players, again, this video is tailored towards new players. This 25% up HP ability is really strong. It's one of the strongest abilities on the card. You might not think that at first, but the slash attack up is also very powerful, as is this bestowed effect, 30% for just water units, and then for Tidus himself, he gets the defense penetration and accuracy up. That is actually very powerful and very important for the current meta with there is some evade in the meta right now. At the end of the day, I think if you're trying to penny pinch, then you don't necessarily need to get this card. However, if you are a new player and you're looking to build up your account, then it's really nice to have a really powerful unit with their vision card. Another option is going to be this free MR card, a place unknown, that we're all going to get. You still have to build it up by spending some Visior on some shards, but it is also a pretty cool card. It's got some decent abilities. The 18 water accuracy up and the agility up are both very good as well, so definitely consider that. And of course, you can always build both and just go for a water account to start your time off in War of the Visions. It's not a bad way to go. Now, if you are pulling for Yuna, then you might also want to be pulling for Valefor, and there's a couple of reasons why. And again, this is for new players, because this card is going to power up your Yuna and make her even more viable for a long time to come. But it's also going to give you a really nice Esper, and as a new player, you actually takes some time to gain all of your Espers. You have to pull them randomly. It takes a while. So to get a really powerful Esper right off of the gate, that's actually actually pretty good. That's a really good deal. And there's actually a 2K paid Visior deal for this VC right now. Now, if you're not going to spend any money on this game, that is totally fine. But if you are inclined to spend a little bit of money, then this would be a pretty good place to spend it, providing that you actually got Yuna as well. So yeah, you also get the Valefor Esper here. It's pretty sweet. The party ability gives you some magic attack piercing for Yuna's spells, some magic attack up. It gives her more survivability with the HP up, the area resistance up, and then her healing and her damage will go up with the magic percent up as well. So this is a pretty sweet card for Yuna, and it's a really good Esper in general. If you're not pulling for Yuna, don't get this card. And even again, just like with Tidus, if you get that unit but you maybe want to save, they're going to be good without the cards. Like especially Yuna, she's going to be good without the card, but she will be better with the card. And when you're a brand new account, you're starting off with no vision cards, it's kind of nice to get a level 99 vision card, because this is the time to do it. When a card is on banner, that's the time to actually raise its level. So this is a really good opportunity to start your account off with a unit with a really powerful vision card. So you should definitely consider it if you're a new player. Last but not least, we have the swordsman who defies the spiral of death, Auron, and unfortunately he is the skip that I'm recommending for new players on this banner. So do not pull for him. And that's not to say that he's a bad unit, because he's not. He's a good unit, but he is going to be harder for new players to use to like progress their accounts. Now, that's kind of a vague term. In PvE, he's going to be fine. He's going to do a lot of stuff for you, and in PvP, he's also pretty good, but just in terms of longevity, in terms of like taking on certain teams or like just supporting your account in a very diverse way, he is offering the least compared to the other Final Fantasy X units. Now again, he's still a good unit, and I know there's lots of happy players with him, but if you want my opinion and you're a brand new player, don't be pulling for Auron. You're probably going to be pulling for Yuna, or maybe you're doing no pulling and you're just building up your Tidus. So if you want a summary of what we said here today, build Tidus, maybe get his VC if you want, pull for Yuna, maybe get Valefor, and skip Auron. Those were my recommendations for this video. And if the video was useful for you, then consider subscribing to the channel for more War of the Visions content. You can also ask questions in the comments if you want more specifics about why I made these recommendations. You can also just hop on my Discord, and we have a War of the Visions channel. We also have a War of the Visions help channel, so you can ask questions of experienced players and learn more about the game. Otherwise, we're going to catch you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this one.